Hello, all music lovers in Bloomfield Hills, Birmingham, and Beverly Hills, Michigan, and YouTube worldwide. So glad you could join me on my show called CHOPZ. That's all music, and I'm broadcasting to you remotely from beautiful Macon, Georgia, via Bloomfield Community TV in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Yep, and we wrapped up our Florida stay after 4 months performing there, my husband and I, Larry. And we play there as a duo in Florida, heading north. So here we are. And I thought I'd do my show from here on our one day stop here. And we are slowly making our way north. So by the time you see this, we'll be back in Michigan. But boy, do I have a treat for you today. Joining me are a group of talented women out of Detroit, powerhouse package of vocals unseen since the Supremes, but they're funky too. So I want to welcome vocalists Teresa Marbury, Athena Johnson, and LaRae Starr. Altogether, they're called Dames Brown.
Hello.
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 Welcome,
Yes.
welcome,
Yes.
all of
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for joining. Yeah. So, you are in the Detroit area right now? Because I know you guys travel. I know you guys move around. And everything.
We're all home. We're in
Oh,
Detroit.
Yeah, we're home now.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
ready.
how would you to start off, and whoever wants to answer, how would you describe the group and your music?
Ooh.
Ooh, good question.
Delicioso.
That'll take an hour right there, right?
Delicioso, a gumbo. Gumbo. We're a big gumbo
Gumbo.
pot of
Exactly. We got the funk, the soul, the jazz, the pop,
Yeah.
the rock,
Yeah.
the house.
And we laid it on top of a house
gospel.
track. We took all of that and laid it on top of a house track.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was hearing some of that too.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
then I was saying that then you do Never Buy Texas from a Cowboy. And I'm like, yeah.
Have to
Yeah,
keep it funky.
yeah. Cast of the Colors with Don Wise.
I
Yeah.
love it.
fun.
I love it.
Yes.
So
yes.
so then how would you say the group came about and the chain of events leading to the group's beginning? Because I know some of you from different bands and we all work in different bands, but how did Dames Brown come together like this?
It was very
Ooh.
organic. It wasn't even intentional.
You're
We
right.
decided, we took an offer to sing backup for a jazz artist, Stan Barnes. We were hired by Terry Washington, great bassist. He plays with the funk group, Al Hudson and One Way. And once we sang background, we loved how we sounded. And we were like, hey, maybe we could do this somewhere else again. And
Yeah.
so the rest is history, as they say.
No.
And it led us down a path of meeting some great people. We worked with some great folks. And it led
Yeah.
us to the doorstep of the one and only legendary Mr. Amp Fiddler. And the rest is history for real.
Yes. Yes. I saw that too. See, I wasn't aware of that before, and I managed to get him on my CD as well, and I was like, wow, this is
Oh,
Oh,
Magic.
amazing. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Magic.
He was that.
That he is.
Yeah.
So I was
Yes.
so sad to hear of his passing. So
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
he did produce your CD or several of them, or
Several
He was not-
several of them.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
When we were introduced to Amp Fiddler, as far as being a producer,
Okay.
I grew up with Amp in Coney
Oh.
Gardens as from 12 years old
Wow,
and on up, and that was definitely the Kool-Aid house, but it was all instruments. So I knew of him. LaRae has recorded with him. So when
okay.
we were brought together to consider him as a producer, it
Uh-huh.
was magic. It was
Yeah.
magic. We started recording, putting out music right away. All of a sudden, it caught the attention of the European ears.
Oh,
And they reached out to Amp Fiddler. I was like, who are those dames? Who are those girls? And he came to us. And at that time, we were just experiencing one of the members going to further her career in Atlanta.
okay.
And so, as we mentioned, Terry Washington, a wonderful bass player in Detroit,
Yeah.
came to us and said, "Hey, I got a girl that would be fitting for you." Now he sees something in us that we don't see in ourselves. But we
Yeah.
thought like a little handicap for the record company to be reaching out to us. We don't have the three of us. And he reached out and said, I got the perfect lady. And of course, we were doing the background for the Stan Barnes, the wonderful jazz musician in
Oh,
Detroit,
uh-huh.
again. And he mentioned Athena Johnson. And we got together. And LaRae and I just pretty much passed out because it was a
Right.
perfect
Definitely.
supreme switch. You know what I mean? One
Absolutely.
left, and then we started. I'm like, Terry, how could you do this? How could you see this that we didn't see? We were like, we got this deal offer, and we don't have the third girl. He
Hmm.
came to the rescue again. He put us together the first time, and we
Wow.
were all
Yeah.
He did it
individual
twice.
artists. He did it
Two
twice.
times.
And
Mhm.
and you know, Amp, when we brought her over to Amp, he was like, "Oh my God, do y'all believe this?" We was like, "We don't believe it." He said, you're gonna record this song." Recorded that first song. We had been recording music all along, which caught the ear,
Hmm.
like I mentioned,
All right.
of the defective record company. But then they slid another one in there, another artist, and we put out "Calling Out" with the vocals
Hmm.
of Athena Johnson, and it blew
Okay.
the roof off over there. It just took off, took off,
And that's
took
the
off.
name of the song. Would you say "Calling Out"?
Yeah, it's
Correct.
called
Hmm.
Oh,
Calling Out, DJ Sophie Lloyd Calling Out, and it was just like how
yeah.
Teresa painted that picture. It's all how it came
Yeah.
together. And
Oh,
Amp Fiddler for me was someone that I had heard of growing up.
yes.
I listened to his music, here and there and everything. So I knew of him. So to meet him was just an absolute blessing and just an opportunity. And just, I learned so much. We all have, we
Hmm.
all take away something personally, of our own, from
Right.
everything he showed us and guided us. And, like Teresa was saying, when Calling Out was our first single that we
Oh, okay.
dropped over there, and it just like that, it blew up and it
It,
snowballed into something so
Over in
wonderful
Europe.
over in Europe.
correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Because he
Over there.
already had that foothold over there, from what I
Correct.
could see him touring over there. So
Hmm.
he's got
Yeah.
that vision, and he's already like sort of set in that
Yeah.
circuit. And
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because they were so happy to meet us because they were listening to "Slipping on Your Pimpin'" and "Steppin'," which
Right.
"Steppin'" was really created by listening to "Texas from a Cowboy."
Hmm.
Amp
oh,
Fiddler sat us down
yeah,
and he said, "Listen to this,"
yeah,
and we loved it. We
yeah.
love it. We love the Paulettes and Brides of Frankenstein. We love them,
Yeah,
and
right.
so we start writing, and that's where "Steppin'" came from, just for the
Oh,
creativity of Brides of Frankenstein with that
Hmm.
Texas from a Cowboy.
that's cool how that you can capture that whole vibe of
Oh
another
yeah,
song that is
oh yeah,
classic,
Yes.
yeah,
classic funk.
yeah.
And
Amazing.
let's see. So Eddie Folks is another producer that you've worked with.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
That was on a different project or kind of mixed into?
So that was on the song "Do It,"
Oh, okay.
and he's a good friend of Amp's. And so we're fortunate that a lot of Amp's circle, he introduced us to a lot of those producers who you'll hear we have worked with right now, and
Yeah.
who are going to be on our album as well. So Eddie came by and he had this track he was working on. So the whole conversation started out, we thought the lady was saying "run." And then somebody else said, "No, it's only she said do it." And he was like, "No." He thought it was something different. So then he settled on, "I think she's saying run." It was like, "No, I think she's saying do it. Do it."
Do
And
it.
he was like, "Maybe we can make a song out of this. You all just not gonna let this go." We were like, "No." And then we
Wait,
just
wait,
went
wait.
to the
Ho-
mic and
Hold on a minute. What do you hearing do it? What are you hearing run and do it? Where are you hearing that?
so there's a sample in it that says do it,
Oh,
but it kind of sounds like it's saying run, run.
okay.
So we
Hmm.
told
You're
him
not
it's
talking
not
about Never
run.
by Texas, right?
No,
No.
Oh, okay.
no,
Okay.
this is something different.
Make
So
sure.
we said
Or dance to
it's
it. Let's
saying
do it.
do it.
Oh,
Okay. And so Eddie Folks was like, "Amp, they not letting it go." And I was like, "Man, they got their mind made up."
all
I was
right.
like, "Turn the mics on, give us some headphones." And so we just literally took over his song.
Okay.
We took
And
it
that's how
over.
we do. We write like
He
that.
was
That's
over
how
there
we
for
write.
something else. We were like, "If the song's called Do It, put the microphones on."
Yep.
And
Yeah.
In the
so
moment.
We just came up with a whole storyline behind Do It and what was happening. And then one thing that Amp always let us do was just be as free and organic conversationally during a session. We didn't always know that he was recording it.
Yeah, and that's how you
And
create.
so, but
right?
that's part of his magic, right?
Yeah, right.
So we got this whole part in the beginning where I'm talking about, I'm buying furniture every month and we just tearing the whole house up. And Athena said, ooh, that man. And then Teresa said, yeah, you better handle your scandal. And so,
Okay.
and then we just going to this whole thing about the story of how I met this man. And so that's what the song is about. I'm talking about dancing on the dance floor and then, it just leads somewhere else sometimes, have a good time
Somebody's
at the
writing
club.
this down. Somebody's writing
But
this down.
yeah,
Yes.
but it's called Do It. And so
right.
that's how we came up with Do It. And he was like, I love these girls. He said, they talk a lot of trash. And I was like, yeah.
Grown,
We do.
grown tales, grown
So
men
just
tales.
for anybody watching to know that Eddie Fowlkes produced Erykah Badu and Andre 3000. That's what I found.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's some heavy hitters to be,
Oh yeah, he's a legend.
connected
Yes,
with.
he is.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
we're
he
blessed
is.
because that song is now going on our album. It's on our album.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes,
We have an
you
up
can
and
listen
coming
to it.
album.
It's
Yeah.
the single. We released the single, I believe it was last year, ladies, year
Correct.
before last. So you can hear "Do It" on all streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify. So we have about 4 or 5 singles out that are leading up to our album right now.
Oh, okay.
So if anyone in your audience is Googling James
Yeah.
Brown, you'll hear a plethora of our music, and "Do It" is definitely one of them, and a remix that goes with it. So yeah, we're
Oh.
really excited to know and love and have worked with Eddie Fowlkes.
And
He's a
Eddie
big
Fowlkes, that's
big
right.
fan.
He's a beast. He's another genius.
So you're compiling all these songs for the album. Is there a name of the album yet, or that's still coming together?
Yes. As
Oh.
I Am. It's called As I Am.
Oh, As I Am. Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
the song in which we're going to title the album after is called Take Me As I Am.
Oh, okay.
Featuring Raphael Sadiq.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Another one.
Reference to
Yes.
the legendary R&B artist that has been out for many, many years. So another one to Google. So we're
Yeah.
excited and honored to have him on our
Yeah.
project.
Yeah. Thank you.
So you tour in Europe, any other countries, I mean outside of Europe or any other places besides there, or is that pretty much US and
For the most part there, but we have bookings, as musicians as they come. We've toured
Yeah.
Switzerland, we'll be in Australia
Oh,
later this
okay.
year.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think some parts of Italy. We have a couple of things
Croatia.
in Italy.
And I'm just guessing. I mean, I'm sure you appreciate it wherever you go, but do you notice a difference in Europe as far as the audience appreciation or
Yeah,
or
Absolutely.
less? Yeah. It's
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. They
Yeah,
embrace that southern
Yeah.
soul or northern soul,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, much
Motown.
more than we do because we're saturated with it. So I mean,
Right.
even we love it, but they are fanatic about it.
That's
And
what
they
I'm
show
talking about.
you.
Yeah.
They show you.
Yeah.
Right.
They love that Motown sound. They really do.
Well, I'll tell you, being in Macon, Georgia, we just sat in at a place called Grant's downtown Macon, and we just said Detroit, and everybody's like, Detroit, yeah, you know. We didn't do anything yet. Like, oh my, now I got to really live up to something, going on down. You know? But yeah, absolutely, Detroit is just very much respected, and then you bring your music over there, and it's like, I'm sure they just went.
I love it. I
crazy.
love it when you go places and they say, "Where you're from?" We say Detroit. The eyes just light up like,
Yeah.
"Here's the magic. Here's the magic."
Yeah.
It's like it's in our DNA
Yeah.
automatically, in which it is.
Yeah.
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 And if you and when you go to our socials, there's lots of examples and videos of us just having a ball here or overseas in our crowds, and especially in our Instagram. You swipe through those slides, you'll just see us high energy because we are 3 high energy women.
Yeah.
Jumping all over the stage and just interacting with our crowd. Love it
I've
on
been
us.
checking your Instagram. Who's your Instagram person? All of you or?
All of us.
All of us.
Okay.
All of us.
That Instagram for me is just like, like I can't put my music up on there. I can't. Anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
So Oh, and I asked you, no, I didn't ask you yet. Where did, or maybe you did mention the name James Brown. Who came up with that? And is there a James Brown reference to that? Or is that
No,
just, no?
nope, nope,
Okay.
not at
Not
all.
at
The
all.
Just
brothers,
for a
the
second.
Fiddler
James Brown,
brothers,
James
the
Brown.
the Fiddler brothers had they had a habit of calling all women dames. Or who's the
Okay.
dame? Oh, we got a dame coming in today to record. Or who's the dame? Oh, he's talking to a dame. They always phrase all women by dames. But
Okay.
when we would come over, which was all the time, every day, all day, to record,
Yeah.
the Bub Spittler would always say, "There are those brown dames. There they go. There's those brown dames." One day we walked down downstairs into the studio, right there in Conant Garden, that magical place,
Yeah.
and Amp looked at us and said, "Dames Brown." Now they had been calling us brown dames all along.
Yeah. Okay.
All of a sudden they said, "There they are, Dames Brown."
Wow.
And we kind of looked, and so we waited for a while. He said, "How you like that name?"
Like,
We kind of hemmed and hawed, like, "Nah, it's not classy enough. It's not this." He said, "It's all of that. It's
yeah.
everything you think of in that name."
Yeah.
We embraced it and we loved it.
Yeah.
And that's where it came from, the Fiddler
Yeah,
brothers.
that's where it really
Oh,
comes
oh,
from.
really?
That's where
Okay.
it comes from.
Yes.
Nothing with
Yeah.
James Brown or anything. It took
Yeah.
Yeah.
people years to say Dames because they were so used to saying James Brown.
Right. And
We had to correct them constantly. No, three
Constantly.
brown dames,
your
three
your first
brown.
inclination, well, the fact that it is connected to Brown, it
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
makes
Yeah.
it like okay instead of like dames and broads and all this, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Right.
the
Yeah.
old
James
connotations or
Brown.
whatever. You know,
Mhm.
now you
We
come
get
in
it.
with that and
Right.
it's hip and it's not,
Yeah.
you know, a condescending
Right.
term or anything
Right.
like that.
Right.
Right.
Right. Like the blue
That's
Yeah.
jay.
cool.
Yeah.
Catchy.
It's very catchy. And I thought it was brilliant. Yeah. Very, very
Yep.
much.
But
That's
we
it.
do have a funky track on our album that will make you think about Mr. Brown. And
Okay.
it's the Dirty Hip. That's all
Oh,
I'm saying.
okay.
Buy the
Have to
project
check that.
called the Dirty Hip.
It's dirty.
Okay.
It's funky. Oh Lord, it's funky.
So
Oh, go, Athena. I see you working. Ah, she
Chat
got the hip.
time.
They got the hip.
There's a dance.
Oh,
There's a dance that goes with it called the Dirty Hip that we've been working on too.
oh,
So
really? Okay.
yeah, there's
on
a
that
whole Dirty
album.
Hip. Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're
Dirty Hip.
introducing Dave Brown
Dirty
Mm-hmm.
Hip.
by Amp
Check that.
Fiddler. He's the producer,
Yeah.
CEO of our project. We were
Yeah.
blessed.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
So back to my favorite song again. I love Never Buy Texas from a Cowboy and
Mm-hmm.
did that song for a while, but you got the three vocals, which you can't do that song without the three vocals. I mean, you guys are just
Mm-hmm.
like right there. So for anybody that doesn't know, that was that video, which I'm hoping to put it on the end of this talk here, was Don Was on bass and Louis Resto and uh, Brian Roscoe White, Randy Jacobs, Ron Pangborn, my buddy Ron Otis on
Mm-hmm.
drums, Dave McMurray,
Yes.
Mhm.
and Larry Frantangelo. So that was the
Mm-hmm.
concert of colors.
Yes.
That was
So
funky. That was
yeah,
killer.
Yeah.
Oh
once
yeah.
again,
Oh my gosh.
was that idea Amp or that song idea?
That
You
was Don
That
Was.
John
That was
was.
Don Was.
Don
Mm-hmm.
Was said it.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because
He
we
said
did the
that.
whole tribute to the Parliament Funkadelic.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did the whole show of
Yeah,
all the music.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We did all
Oh,
the music
okay.
that the Parliaments and the Funkadelics and the Brides of Funkenstein. We did
Yeah,
as much of their music as we could to pull
yeah.
off a tribute to George Clinton and the
Mm-hmm.
Parliaments.
Nice,
So
nice.
that was his idea, and it was
Yes.
Okay.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Straight it all.
Um,
So it's a whole show behind that. I think it's what Concert of Colors, and it's
Concert
on
yes.
PBS
Colors.
Mm-hmm.
special or
20,
something
yeah,
like that.
2020,
Oh,
I
Yeah.
believe it's on
okay.
PBS, the whole show.
Yeah.
To
The
see it
whole
on
show.
YouTube, I believe.
20,
Yeah.
yeah,
Whole concert.
2021. So,
Mhm.
you know, I have my own opinions on the music scene right now in Detroit, you know, because there's a history, but it was like really at its peak, late 70s. I mean, early, late 60s, early 70s, what I want to say. What's your thoughts on the local scene now? I mean, you guys kind of like launched out of there. But locally, locally, what's your opinion? You know, do you have any opinions on how it could maybe get back to the way it was, as far as, you know,
Well, as
well,
we
you guys
all,
are doing it. I guess I'm looking for a place to, play original stuff, and I'm not finding. What's your take on
Mm.
that?
wow. Well,
Yeah.
as we mature, we find that people don't get together and create like they used to, and
Hmm.
become a a group or a band and stick to it and
Yes.
stay loyal. When you stay loyal and you just keep working, working, working at it, I see those kind of groups take off. That's
Right.
exactly what we did. We stuck
Yeah.
to it. We
Mm.
stuck
Okay.
to it.
The
We
same
stuck
Absolutely.
like
people.
glue.
Yeah.
We didn't stray from it. We were so blind, loyal, dedicated, whatever you want to call it. We was
Yeah.
determined. We started out only wanting to do background for everybody in the city of Detroit at the casino.
Okay.
But
Oh,
then
okay.
we start doing platforms and showcases a cappella.
Oh.
And
Mhm.
so that's what got the ear of different producers. And then David Miles came along and he says, "Hey, you girls need to do something else." And from that point, because we were so dedicated and so loyal to each other and
Mhm.
determined to take it further, um, he took us over, like I said, to Amp Fiddler's house and other producers, and we just took off. And so I
Yeah.
think dedication and stuff like that, they don't do that anymore. Everybody is hired out individually because we're
That.
seasoned. We've been past that. We've done that. Now
Yeah.
it's time
Mhm.
to, and so I think a lot of us have great music individually, but we're sitting on it.
Right.
I
Right.
think put it out. That's what Amp did. Amp put all of our music that we did in that studio. He put
Yeah.
every song we did out, and that's what caught the attention of everybody. He didn't
Right.
just sit
Mhm.
on it. We wasn't wasting our time recording and just sitting on it.
Yes.
Everything we did, even laughter, even just joking around, he put it
Yeah.
out.
Wow.
He did. True.
He
And
just
I
he put
think
it out.
Well,
and
like you.
there's so much to even learn even from the generation coming up right after us, right up underneath us. I mean,
True.
heck, I learned from them. They are the
Yeah.
ones that are like spirit, like, the content, the marketing, and it's like, and we know how to do those things, but my gosh, there's so much. And every generation changes, right? The algorithm
True.
of how music is. So I'm
Yeah.
still watching what these kids are doing, and they've learned from
Yeah.
us. And they're
Yeah.
still learning from us, and they're incorporating it, and they're reaching back. They love the music from the 80s and the 90s. So I see these
Yes.
groups out
Mm.
here, and what's more readily available to them, right? As far as social media, which we didn't have Facebook and Instagram
Mhm.
and TikTok in the
Yeah.
the early
Mhm.
90s, 80s,
Mm,
right? So right now, their access to it and watching what we do, and they're just like they're putting the whole package together.
Yeah.
But like Teresa said, the good sit down and write it. May not see it, but if it's good music, there are a few groups I'll say here in our area that really are doing it, and I'm really proud of them. We're really proud of them. They're doing it, but it's definitely changed. It's definitely changed. The
I
scene is definitely, like you said, it's
I
changed.
think you have to, maybe start it in town, but somebody saw something in you three,
Yep.
and that I'm
constantly.
sure that's
Mhm.
big factor. And then you go out, then
Yeah.
you have a product, and then you go out. Um, but
Mhm.
I got to say that another question, I guess, is Spotify, the good and the bad of Spotify. The good is I'm discovering artists that Spotify thinks sounds like my music,
Mhm.
and this music is reminiscent of the 70s and 80s. I mean,
Mhm.
I hear that stuff in there. So
Yes.
um, that's what I like about Spotify. Um, but the downside is like you got to have like how many millions of streams
I
to
know.
do.
Oh yeah.
What's
Get
Yeah.
your
It's
your
it's
take
your
on
definitely a
it?
penny.
numbers game.
To
Yeah.
get your penny,
It's a
So
numbers game to get that half a penny, but in the meantime, you just have fun
Yeah.
knowing that your project is out and it is reaching an audience that's going to stay true to you and follow you.
Yeah.
And you build on that. Don't worry so much about the numbers. I mean, the numbers do
Yeah.
have their role in all of this, but at the same time, why are you in it? Are you just in it for the numbers? Are you in it because you
True.
have great creativity and you've put this creative project together and you want it to be heard by others who you think may vibe with you? Like you said, when they pick music, go for you. And so you're building your for you audience.
Right. And that's what that is too, with all the social media and the Instagram and visibility.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Keep people
Because
talking.
they will ask you, like, what are your numbers? How are your streams? You know.
Yeah.
And so, and we're happy every time we get a little report back from Spotify or Apple Music,
Okay.
and we never like even worry about it. It just when we get them, we're like, oh look, all right, great. What are we working on next?
There
Yeah.
you go. We go to the next song because we get constant calls and emails of
Yeah.
writing. 'Cause we love to sit and write and
Right.
read, and they give us this creative freedom. And
Nice.
we just keep doing what we're doing and not think about the numbers. It is what it is.
Right. Right.
Oh
Do you
It's
get any?
motivational. Yeah.
Maybe you're getting some radio over in Europe. Radio.
yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
So
all
absolutely,
over
yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
airports,
One, like my
airplanes.
daughter, right? My daughter once told me,
Amsterdam, yeah.
yeah, when she was sitting in a cafe in Florida and Calling Out came on. So
Oh.
our music is being streamed, yeah, everywhere. We were also told once that even in Amsterdam, a lot of the clubs end their night with our music.
Okay. So
Calling
yeah.
Out. So we, like you said, those reports and streams and
Yeah.
numbers. It's wonderful to see it. It is motivational. It's motivational to see what,
Absolutely.
like
We
you
Well,
said,
were
that's a
people.
whole
even
other.
We
blessed.
were in the airport in Amsterdam,
Yeah.
and they were playing our music at the station where you buy earpods and
Nice.
little boom boxes and stuff, right? So I walked by and I was like, "Hey, that's us." And the guy was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was like,
All
"That's
right.
us." I-
Everyone.
Ladies, come back. We were
No,
all
like
about to like
for
stop. We had
real,
a big
for real.
layover. We put a mini concert on right in the middle of the airport.
We had
We
That
were
was the
That's
craziest
also.
us, and
thing
I'll show you that's us.
ever.
There you go. There you go.
I
We
was
were
like, "That's
blessed.
us," and he was like, "This is them."
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
It
we
was a
also
great
did a
time.
game. We also have a game. What's it called? Detroit DPA. Our music is on
Oh,
one of those games.
the video
oh
game.
GTA,
Video
Oh,
game.
okay.
okay, Grand Theft Auto, GTA
Grand
Online.
Theft
Yeah,
Auto.
Grand Theft
Yeah,
Auto.
GP. Yeah. We were blessed to have that as well.
Wait a minute. So you have a Dames Brown Grand Theft Auto? Is that what you're saying? What?
so it's a through. I don't know if you've heard of Moody Man, but Moody Man is a well-known, world-renowned DJ and artist right here from Detroit,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
between him, Des Andres, they're all those legends are all on Grand Theft Auto, and so
Oh, as the music background.
yeah, within Grand
Correct.
Theft
Okay.
Auto, yeah,
Mhm.
you'll hear them spin our music. It's
See,
online.
So they have a
see,
radio station attached
I
to
gotta
Grand
get
Theft Auto.
I gotta get into that and find out what's going on. I'm totally lost. Here I'm
It's a
picturing you
lot.
guys as cartoon characters, and
Oh no, not yet.
That's
not
Not
coming.
yet.
yet.
That's coming. Not yet.
Hey, wait a minute. That's my idea. Okay.
Okay. No.
Not yet.
No. See, we
Duly
spoke.
noted.
Duly noted. Yeah, because it's already
Documented
been.
right here. Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
No, it's been
And
approached. We've been
I want to
approached.
go back to you asked about like venues where you play original music.
Yeah.
So we've been fortunate to play Spotlight Detroit Buffet on the east side of Detroit, Marble Bar, TV Lounge, and
Okay.
those three venues for sure. Magic Stick are excellent when you have original music. You can find a great audience that will
Oh,
come to
Marvel,
see your
right?
performance and have
Oh,
an appreciation for what you do. And you don't always have to be a signed artist. I mean, I've gone to see other artists myself, and they're
yeah.
doing original music, and it's not just DJs, it's bands, you know. So
Okay.
those are some things. If somebody's listening, they're looking at venues to go check out. I would say check those venues out. And Spotlight has been wonderful to us because they also have a record store. So they carry they had our merch. They had T-shirts. We had coffee cups at one point in time. Get your mocha cappuccino from the Dames.
DJs.
And but they
Okay.
do carry our music as well.
Okay. I've seen Marble Bar. I've been
Hmm.
there.
Oh yeah.
Spotlight. I'm gonna have to check that.
Magic.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a wonderful space.
it
Yeah.
is. Yes, during the day, in the evening, and yeah, and we have records that are out too. So yeah, you can go there and you can order them. So I'm not sure where else you get the records if they just print them one time and that's it. But
Oh,
yeah, LaRae, yeah, she's right there in Spotlight. Forgot about that.
well, why don't you guys tell you dames, tell everybody where everybody could find your music.
Spotify, Apple Music, all streaming
All those.
platforms.
Okay.
Locally, if you're here in Detroit, like LaRae was mentioning, Spotlight, and maybe some other
Oh,
record
excuse me.
stores.
Oh,
And
okay.
you definitely can go to our label is Defected Records, which is based out in the UK in London. You can go
Okay.
to the record store and order our music. You can always download and purchase our music.
Okay.
So yes, you can.
Any particular shows coming up that you want to mention that you're looking forward to, or?
Yes, June
All
7th,
books.
we're performing the weekend of June 7th at the Summit that's coming to Detroit. Summit Detroit. We'll be performing at that. We did their cruise Summit at Sea last year, and they've asked us to come back for a second time. So we'll be performing there in June. And we're very excited about it.
Oh, okay.
If you have an opportunity to go to it, the Summit is something you'll never forget. It's an amazing, I won't say once in a lifetime, but you should try it every time it comes up in your lifetime, because it's a great coming together of creative and great minds, future thinkers.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Future thinkers. Yes.
Where's that going to be at? Did you say?
Downtown Detroit.
I mean, is this
at the Marriott?
Oh, at
the Marriott is one of the locations.
Okay, June 7th.
But they have a whole website called Summit Detroit.
Okay.
All
right, everybody, check that out. Like I will. I'm gonna.
And you'll see us in and around movement. We'll pop up somewhere.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thanks to all of you for coming on here, and
Thank you.
Continued
Thank
success.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing it stateside. We're trying to
I'm
keep it
telling you.
stateside.
Right.
There you go. Yeah. All right, everybody. So we will see you around. I'm gonna catch up with you and be on the stage, on the side of the stage at the Summit, and say, "Hey, here I am."
Yeah,
We'll love it.
sure.
Thank
Look
you.
it up, look it up,
Come
There
and
you go,
do
that's
a
right.
live stream from the Summit. Come and live stream it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
Yeah.
everybody joining us here on CHOPZ, and to Dames Brown for joining me today here in Macon, Georgia via Bloomfield Community TV. So we'll see you, and look for us on Bloomfield Community TV YouTube worldwide, and Comcast, Bloomfield Comcast, Channel 18, ATT, Channel 99. And until then, enjoy the music. Thank you, everybody.
My granny had a saying, without humps, there would be no getting over. You gotta pay for what you get for, and hardly ever get what you pay for. Life's full of ups and downs. You got to pay for your own high ground. Mother Wit is your connection. Use it for your protection. With 13 children, Granny had to say, Mother, what she called, never went to school is the reason to be a fool. Got my life and it's fucking. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, and you never got chances from a cowboy and everybody. Mother Wit is all you got. You got to trust your phone. If you can't dance to it, don't do it. But if you can dance to get into it, do it. The music just don't make no sense. You got to use your funk. Nothing that is not enough. You got to use your funk. Oh, Mother Wit, and I'm saying, you gotta get over the hump. If you can't dance to it, don't do it. But if you can dance and get through to it, then do it, dearie. Come on, why? If you Come on.